Good evening, everybody. Jack here with MajorLeagueTrading.com coming at you with your nightly premium video. We're going to go over all of the indexes today because there was a pretty wild day. I personally didn't trade it as well as I should have, even though I had seen these levels earlier in the week. Eventually trading, I just didn't execute poorly. So I was able to catch the Russell move up here. I'm still holding a couple contracts long. From like 1497 area, but these were levels that I've had on my screen for quite a bit, and I kind of just froze this morning. And I'm coming in every morning, and you kind of got to be mentally prepared for the day, and I guess today I just wasn't. Saturday is my birthday, and I just kind of wasn't. Yesterday was a 5-point range in the S&P 500, and I just didn't really prepare for this down move. And So going into the technical analysis, enough with the rant here for today. The extension, which is a level going back to September 27th for the RTY, is the high from 1470 to high. It's been in the shared levels I've had with you guys. Now, we did trade off that 38% retracement on Tuesday, which produced a rally in the overnight session. We traded back into that 50% retracement here in the overnight session. This is the only thing that I have set up, and we rallied all the way back up into, which is still something to watch. This 1504.9 is the 50% retracement short from the highs of Monday, October 9th. That is a valid resistance level until it breaks, and the Russell has been the weakest market, and you can still see that still equals inside of this channel. So as far as something to trade from the long side for continuation, we're going to go straight up here. We're going to start from the extension of 1496.5 in the Russell. We did trade it to profit target. The same anchor new high here is what I'm going to be looking for, and that brings us back into 1501.4 to 1500.5. Okay, so that's what I'm looking for to trade in the Russell in the overnight session. I'm going to just set an alert at this 1505.5 level. And if it's possible that also we just come all the way halfway back long as well, and that level is a 1498.2. So those are two support levels I'm going to be looking for in the Russell tomorrow. Moving on to the S&P 500, once again, just a level I've had up for a really long time and wasn't on top of my stuff. But there is an extension going back to the high of Sunday, October 1st. We initially traded this. It was the 9th of October. We traded the 38% retracement and then completed the 25.57 profit target. That same anchor drawn to the new high was 25.4275, and that level pretty much dipped 2 ticks in the overnight session while we were all sleeping. And then by the time the morning had come, we traded directly into this 50% retracement short and then got right back to those lows here. When we got back to those lows, we caught a bid. It was a halfway back long, front run, ran to target, halfway back long, front run, ran to target, and then we blew out into an extension. The current extension anchor in the S&P 500 that is holding is 25.54.5. We traded it once, twice, 3 times. This will be the 4th time to profit target. The 50% retracement is 25.58, which for me is a buy on the first test. If we break below those levels, I'll pull an RTH low, which is 25.45 quarter, too high, and we could pull all the way back down into the 25.53 half. So if we get below 25.53 half, I'm expecting 53. I'm sorry, if we get below 25.58, I'm expecting 53 half, but larger time frame upside profit targets based on this pullback are 25.71 half. Gold had a big move here, still a big reversal. I do want to back out on the daily chart and just show you guys the low from July 10th to high is holding still and has held down here. We did catch a bid there. This move is, it's just not that technical. We never got a halfway back, so we make a low, we make another low. We got our first 50% retracement that dipped in, and that high from 1281.2 to high has traded once to profit target, same anchor new high, to profit target, and then you can see we rotated back down into that 38% retracement. So I'm going to leave this draw up as is If we hit these 1294 halves, I'll look for a same anchor new high or a potential fade up at those levels. But really, I'd like to see a full 50% retracement pullback from the low of Thursday to the most recent high, and that's a 1285. Okay, so I'm going to mark that 1285 to 1286 level, and that is a support zone I'd like to look for in the gold futures contract. Moving on to the Dow. The Dow was another level, very clean. The thing is, a lot of these levels, the Russell's the only one that retested RTH. Actually, the Nasdaq did as well, but the Dow, I was expecting the low of Monday to high to trade at some point yesterday. We traded it in the after hours. We got a second test this morning at 6:55 a.m. And then we went ripped straight to highs. All right, so we finished pretty much on highs here in the Dow. And I just kind of want to get rid of the extended section here because it's a totally different sequence. Coming out of these lows, it was halfway back to extension to same anchor new high. I'm going to pull a same anchor new high here and then look inside at 23,080. And I'll front run that by 2. So 23,082 is where I'm going to be looking for supports tomorrow in the Dow. Moving on to the oil markets, ping pong match. Halfway back short from Wednesday's high to low was 51.92, and then there's a halfway back long at 51.26. This is the December contract in CL, and then I just expect a range between those two levels. On Friday, we typically do have the rig report, but I'd be a buyer if we retested those 51.26s, or a seller on a retest of 51.92. If we break out of those 51.92s, upside profit targets are 52.89. And then last but not least for today, the Nasdaq, which had a clear halfway back long that traded as I left the room. Its upside profit target was 60.96, so that low to high now is what I'll look for in the after hours, and that's a pretty clear next measured move, and that's at 6,084. But that's going to conclude tonight's premium trade plan video. Set your alerts, trade your plan, and plan your trades. I'm going to be gone tomorrow. I'm going to Six Flags, but everybody trade safe and enjoy your weekend. I'll see you on Monday.